Good day, ma'am. I am Anamichi Sohon from Bangladesh E1. I am here for the module 16, which is the narrative salient features of the equipment, tools, utensils, and materials used in preserving foods by sugar concentration through a video recording. Equipment and tools, utensils, and materials used. Foods preserved by sugar concentration are prepared like that in canning fruits. Its equipment, tools, utensils, and materials used are the same. Canning equipment 101. The tools that you need to start canning. Canning jars, lids, and rims. Canning jars, commonly known as mason jars, are created specifically for canning. They come in several standard sizes. The size you choose will depend on what you're canning and how much you'll need to use at one time. You can use either type of opening for any canning recipe. The main difference is how easy it is to transfer food in and out of the jar. You can easily find canning jars at most grocery stores, hardware stores, or big box stores. I prefer to look for canning jars at thrift shops because they're pretty easy to come by, although you need to be a little more patient in building up your supply. Water bath canner, or a large pot with a lid and a rack. I use large kettle that made specifically for canning known as water bath canner, which will can paint jars. If you are ready to buy a canner, you can simply use a large stack pot for small batch canning like I did when I was started out. In most cases, you'll be limited. In place of a rack, you can attach several jar rims together with paper clips and place it at the bottom of the pot, which will keep the jars from resting at the bottom of the pot. Jar lifter. Well, this isn't technically requirement. I'm putting the jar lifter in this section because it makes the process much easier, safer, and it generally costs less than $3. A jar lifter has a rounded and coated rubber that will securely grab a mason jar when it's in the hot water, so you can transfer it out of the corner without it slipping. Dutch oven or large stack pot. This is used for cooking the food that you will be canning. When it comes to this pot, bigger is better. A stir stick or chopstick. Better sealing your filled jars, you'll need to slide this little tool down the inside edges of the jar to get rid of the little air bubbles. Wooden spoon for mixing jam and jelly and stirring salsa. Mixing bowls. Various sizes used for mixing ingredients and holding fruit while you cut, peel, and such. Sharp knives. I consistently use a paring knife, the smaller one, and a chef's knife. When I'm preparing food for canning, the paring knife is for cutting off bad parts of fruit, peeling off skin, and the things like that. Tongs. When you're canning, tongs are like Superman, fingers for reaching into hot places without getting burned. I kept them handy for taking lids off pots and reaching into hot jars to readjust large pieces of fruit. A slotted spoon. This is handy particularly for canning whole pieces of fruit or tomatoes where you need the liquid to drain off. Lots of clean towels. Canning is messy. Wipe your hands, place hot jars on them so the jars don't ruin your countertop, clean up messes, and so on. A strainer and or a cheesecloth. Useful particularly for making jelly when you need to strain seeds out of your mixtures, especially when we do the alcoholic fermentation, we use the cheesecloth. Ladle for transferring food into your jars. Oven mitts. Mine are connected in one long piece, which is more handy than you can imagine. I come to the home many times I think, now where's my pot holder? When I'm canning because I drop it in random places in the kitchen. If the two mitts weren't connected, I'd never find them, but it's just nice to have. Canning funnel. This isn't mandatory, but I would make a way bigger mess without it. Food mill or food processor. Nice to have on hand for some recipes. Pectin. Materials or ingredients use pectin. Pectin. Pectin is used for helping fruit achieve the thicker consistency you need for jams and jellies. Not all recipes will use it. Pectin is available in powder or liquid form. Lemon juice. Canned foods need to reach a certain acidity level to remain safely preserved when you're canning with a water bath canner. Vinegar and apple cider vinegar. Another ingredient that helps you reach the right acidity level. Sugar or honey. The most common sweeteners for jams and jellies. Squeezes strainers. I've made homemade ketchup, and anywhere you slice it, separating the usable liquid from the pulp is rough. Metallic lid lifter. This is a total novelty item, but I feel like this would be a nice to own. It allows you to pick up just one lid out of a bowl of hot water. As awesome as I think it is, I still can't justify buying it. What do you think? A pressure canner. Like I said before, so I can add on more stuff. So that would be all for the materials and utensils and tools for the sugar